Before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to let you know that starting on July 10th and continuing throughout the summer, I am going to be hosting a series of pod chats in my Facebook group. I'm going to be talking to podcast hosts about their podcast journey, why they started, why they continue, the troubles and tribulations along the way, the brilliant ahas that they've had, guests, all of the good stuff. We're going to be talking about it all in my Facebook group, Start a Podcast UK. Come over and join the group at facebook.com/groups/Start a Podcast UK. Come and join the conversation. I hope to see you there. You're listening to the Mindset and Action Podcast, the place to be to grow and streamline your business. I'm your host, Donna Ede. Let's jump into the show. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. On this mini Mindset Monday, I have a guest with me today. Jules White is in the house. Welcome, Jules.
Thank you. It was nice to be here.
And we are talking on Thursday about SEO. Don't run away. Do not unsubscribe. You need to hear it. It is not as complicated as you think, but we are going to be talking all about the importance of SEO and where you start with it. So it's a really good, if it's something that you have been scared of, then definitely come back on Thursday. Listen to that episode. Jules gives you some great pointers, and she has got an awesome free gift on her website that is going to actually help you to get started with it all. So it all works beautifully together. So come back on Thursday for that. But today, Jules, I have just one question for you, and tell us a little bit about what it is that you do, and tell us how long you've been in business.
So I am a web and SEO consultant. So I work with course creators, podcasters and local businesses and help them use the content they're already creating to get more traffic and sales through their website. I've been in business since I started my business during lockdown, as a lot of people did. So 2020, and I started full-time in my business beginning of 2022. So I'm in my third year of actually being full-time working for myself, really. So
brilliant. I think it just helps us to kind of know how far along you are in your journey, because I spoke to a previous guest and they just started this year. So their mindset blocks are coming from a different place, because, the longer you've been in business, the more things can have gone wrong. You can have had all the ups and downs and everything. But I think sometimes when you're first starting, it's either the blocks come back to back, or you're just so in that sort of naive joy that you're just blasting through and nothing matters at all. So it was interesting to see. So I thought, yeah, it's a good question to ask, how long you've been in business, to sort of see where the blocks come from. So the question for you is, what is the biggest block that you have uncovered in your business thus far, and how have you dealt with that?
So I think the biggest thing for me, and this is really poignant for what you just said actually, is that silencing my inner critic, or at least trying to hush it down a little bit, So it's one of those things that when you said about what's the biggest mindset block that I've overcome, I feel like overcoming would be a better, sort of in terms of, I think we always end up working on these things, and definitely it comes back up as different levels, as you say, really.
Yeah, new level, new devil.
So, absolutely, yeah, definitely. So I think that is definitely has been it for me. So feeling like I'm not enough, and that just finding ways to actually try and be kinder to myself, more just shush down that inner critic, really, and not have that be the go-to thing that comes up in my mind. And it's hard because it's our brains trying to protect ourselves, but it does definitely cause problems, really. It causes me to then hold myself back. And I think it's a problem that a lot of people, especially women, do have that issue, really. And I find with what I do, there's so much that I don't know. And I think probably that thing of when you first start your business, you don't realize what you don't know. And so then, I've thought about this recently. Well, when I first started, there were so many things where I was just like, just go for it. And then the more I kind of uncover about what I don't know, that inner critic then comes up further, and you think, but actually, I think just realizing that I have the ability, things will always be changing in tech world, in SEO, things will always be changing. It will realistically, it's always going to be male dominated. And actually, if I can just be that person there that's actually helping women to use these tools, then that's the big benefit of me trying to break through these sort of mindset blocks, I think, really.
Yeah, Oh, I completely agree. Completely agree. I am in a similar situation with that one where I work with a coach and she turned around and she said, "Well, Donna, are you the best person to help with podcasts?" I'm like, "No." Like literally, it's like, well, no, I'm not. There are much better people out there than me. And that's not necessarily me even being the inner critic. That's just me being like, I'm very logical. Like, Pat Flynn has been working on podcasting for many, many more years than I have, and he will know much more than I do. That's just the fact of it. But I am who I am. And my personality might resonate with somebody much more than Pat's does. So, you might want to work with me because I work in a different way. Like I work one-to-one with people. I want to be really close with you. So even in my group program, it's only 6 people maximum. So I can really help you and be there in that kind of one-to-one as much as I can, because I know how valuable that is to me. And I want to give that to my clients. So there is definitely the inner critic that says, who am I to be doing this, and do I know enough, and I'm not sure about XYZ. But then there's also the logical part of me that goes, well, there are definitely people that are better than me, but there are a load of people out there that are worse too.
And also, that just because they know more doesn't mean that they're better for your clients. Your clients don't want to work with the people that are so far ahead that they can't remember what it's like to be where you are. They want somebody who understands their struggles, is approachable. And so, I think we definitely can always put ourselves up against the other experts, but it doesn't mean to say they're the right people. And as you say, if people work with you because they love what you do, not because you are the guru on everything that could ever happen around podcasts, and especially in tech, because it all changes, everything changes. So, you could be the guru that's been doing it and actually I have come across this myself of being in groups where people are talking about SEO and I hear them explaining stuff and I think, well, a beginner wouldn't understand what you've just said. So actually that's, I think, we sell ourselves short. And again, it is part of that inner critic, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. So I think that's one that a lot of people will definitely resonate with. If you resonate with that one, come over and share it. Come and join my Facebook group. So it's Start Podcast. You'll see it. I'm on there. My free audio is my cover photo for it, but I will link it in the description. It's always linked below. Come over and join in. We talk about the episodes over there. So if you've got any questions, any thoughts, then come over and ask over in the group. But I can feed back to my guests. I'm in contact with them. So if you've got any questions, I can always put them to the guests and maybe have them back on to do an update if there are enough questions. So come and have a conversation about the inner critic over on Facebook, and I can always put the questions to Viv as well, obviously, our resident mindset coach that comes in every other Monday. So if you've got questions around it, then I can put those to her. Thank you so much for your time today, Jules. Really appreciate you sharing your mindset block with us, and also for sharing with us about SEO, which is on Thursday, guys. Come back for that one. It was a really good episode to record. But thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. It's been lovely to be here.
And I will see you. I won't see you. We will tune in on Thursday for me and Jules and SEO, and I'll speak to you then. Bye for now. Don't forget to hit those stars and leave a review of the podcast where you listen if you found value in what you heard today. It's a free way you can help the podcast reach more people just like you.